Hello, hello. All right? Yeah. So I guess I'm the first reader, so a few thanks are due. Big thank you to Steve, who's the biggest, most hardworking person I know in the world of poetry business. So,
that's very nice. Thank you, Daniele.
And thank you again for Pro Helvetia, everybody who's here, and a thank you for all of you, because you're not at the Taylor Swift concert. What did I say? Who else is playing? Foo Fighters, right? The football and all that. So I really, really appreciate that everybody's here. So I'm going to read 4 short poems out of my most recent book, Home for Difficult Children, which is also kind of my view of Switzerland itself. Home for Difficult Children. But I'm going to try not to be too critical. But the poems are essentially set in Switzerland. They deal with my upbringing in Switzerland. And neutrality isn't everything you think it is. Superchrome. That black ice that is your shadow, or whatever you want to call it, that failed to carry you out of that burnt out basement time and again, or father's swollen body that floated down the river with that music you recorded on that Agfa Superchrome cassette. That spring you reached mother's suicide dream in that Swiss forest, near that flooded riverbank with that fisherman hauling the net of effluvia, is the same as that annihilation that entered you when you were still that you, that boy watching from that hill, above that water, on that stolen bike, with that crown of marshmallows, that Benzedrine smile. Geometries of exile. Every day we peddle our nameless names on the sidewalks, the boulevards, the train stations, demanding attention, this other thing we cannot name, pleading to speak again as the crowd watches the idea of a crowd. Our labor, our soap, our echo, beyond the tracks, a mule. To the south, a white pony. A farm to the east, smoke. Our fists, or lives written or drawn by a mute child who makes the color blue scream all night like a voice or a sky or nothing at all. This poem is about Langenthal, the city I was born in and was raised until the age of 17 when I left Switzerland. It was also the center of the neo-Nazi movement back in the 80s. Homecoming, Langenthal. The afternoon bell peals to children out of school. They say, "It's great to see you after all these years." You can't look at them, but you believe them. The missing parents are wading through the rust. You can't make yourself believe in the end of winter. Back in the 80s, the papers called this place a neo-Nazi nest. Clear signs. Several cats have been laid out upon a tarp. Porcelain bowls. Twigs pointing toward the bird bath. There are no spontaneous protests going on anywhere. On March 13, your mother shot herself in the head. The names of the rivers keep changing. A downpour. Where are the birds? A lifting and flying above the landfill. Nearby, time is running out. You better stay here. A Tamil man hung from the streetlight. A murmuration. A golden flag with 3 rivers. There's so much to lose. Far from here, a perfect clay sky, a handful of dark ash. It is March 14. the indispensable and necessary. There's a mute crowd coming from the other room. You are the crowd coming from the other room. And then the last one, very short and dedicated to a special person in the crowd. Writing in the dark, for P. Deep inside our hearts, a truant child forever writes on the blackboard, I was late for love. I was late because of love. Thank you.
Thank you.